He's in fact playing today, so you think you'd go right to the source for information, but I was informed just now by a Westfield student that he is indeed playing. Had 40 points last week in a game. So both of these teams at full capacity as Oratory turns it over right there. Our first ever road broadcast was bound to come with some issues. Now there is Max. Now Doherty. Now Lewis, now Wall. Wall, back to Doherty. Back Ikerin. Over to Doherty. Aiden Wall from downtown, and he drills it. That gives the Blue Devils a 5-point lead now. Awesome, Dilks. Thank you. If anybody confused, I am going it solo tonight. The old Vince Scully kind of thing. Now Dragon off the rim. McEachern pounced on the rebound. Now McEachern. And it falls. Make it a 7-point lead for the Blue Devils, who in the first minute put up 5 points. Now, I have the names of most of these folks. Some of them not numbered on NJ.com. I wasn't able to get my way over to the scorers table. Dragon, and one. The tough guy for the Rams takes the hit, and he'll go to the line. We'll get some subs. Ryan Fay checks back in for Connor Lee. And it'll be Mike Dragon. Misses. So here comes the Blue Devils. What a great move by number 3 there. Now McEachern. Jack Doherty. Wow. What a shot there by number 5, Jack Doherty. Not that Jack Doherty. For the younger audience who may have associated that name with somebody else. Oh, that one almost went out of bounds. Archie reeled it in. Now Archie. No good. Swatted it away and allowed Will to get the rebound. Now Mike blocked. Oh, wow. Just missed it badly. Johnson trying to keep it in bounds. He does. Can they get it this time? Mueller. Oh, what a move. Couldn't finish. Wow. They had about 5 different attempts there. None of them bear any fruit. Washburn couldn't make that one fall. And the Rams get that rebound. 20-12 your score. Fay driving, it's blocked. Talon Lewis, the sophomore. And Fay tries to get the turnover, and somehow Liam Washburn came away with that one. And Max McEachern drills one. Coach Doherty gonna call timeout as this Westfield crowd explodes. 9-point lead for the Blue Devils. And just something that they've done all year. Quarter turns. And for those of you who didn't hear that, Max McEachern just made history. He now leads Westfield in both 3 points and single season points all time. So some history made as they pull away with a 9-point lead. And he is gassed up, a lot of energy out of that young man. Maybe he could give some of that energy to the Rams. They look gassed, and it's not even halftime yet. A couple of brutal sequences there. Well, a lot of game left. Johnson will take it down the court. Now Koska. And that'll be a head tap and a foul. Lee will take it in bounds. Lee to Koska. And finally the Rams able to put the ball in the net. I need more of that. Washburn out to McEachern, trying to shake Koska. He'll drive it, and it's swatted away by Will Koska. That is the type of stuff that they're gonna need. It is going to be a battle to put their lid on Max McEachern. Now Aiden Wall. Doherty finds Lewis. Lewis bounce pass, couldn't finish, but that was a great move, and there's a foul. Johnson will take that one. And going to the line will be number 3, one of the only men on the floor I didn't manage to find a name on. Gets that one. Now a 10-point lead for the Blue Devils with 3.5 minutes till the half. Two for 2 from the line is number 3. Now an 11-point game here. Lee. Now Johnson. Johnson. He's gonna drive, Euro step, yes sir! Marcus Johnson puts his athleticism on display. Now McEachern from way outside. He just always manages to make those. The Gettysburg commit staying hot. Dragon wide open, and he will take the foul. Dragon will take another trip to the line. He struggled from the line in this matchup, and he's found himself there more than any other Ram. Makes that one fall. Screams raining down on Dragon, who goes 500 from the line in that trip. And Westfield comes away with it. That drive is off the side of the backboard. That one is tipped. Johnson flying up there. Now Lee, double covered. No foul. Johnson. And they couldn't finish yet again. Dragon tried to find the rebound. He couldn't get it. And Jack Doherty, not a defender in sight for him. Johnson over to Lee. Lee from mid-range. And the Rams' offensive struggles that have plagued them against teams like Union, even games they've won, are showing here. Dragon almost lost it. Lee with a drive, what a move! So now number 3, donning that clear mask. Now 3 from all the way outside. And another timeout as he knocks that one down. They have not been able to stop Westfield from beyond the arc, and they have made the Rams pay every single time. 33-19 now your score. 14-point deficit. As Oratory has just looked flat in the second quarter. Thank you all for joining us for our first ever non-home broadcasts. Just hopefully we can get a better game to show you all. As right now, Westfield is just putting OP to work. Less than a minute to go. Fay, he's been quiet. Now Lee, back to Johnson. Lee in the corner again. Finds Archie in the paint. Bounce pass back to Lee. I think the coach of Westfield wanted to travel there. Now Johnson at the corner. No good. Jack Doherty with the rebound. Now Aiden Wall, now number 3. Westfield has the time to get the last shot off. Coach Moyo calling for ISO. Now Wall. Now number 3. That one was off. Fay trying to get the rebound. Westfield fighting for it. Want to get that last shot off. And it doesn't fall. But the tale of 2 quarters for the Rams. They keep it tight with the Blue Devils in the first, and in the second just come out flat and allow Westfield to take a 14-point lead in round 2 of the Union County tournament. And I'll tell you this, Coach Doherty and the rest of those coaches better have some motivating words for this team, because if something doesn't change, folks, and I'm going to be blunt with you here, if something doesn't change, the Rams have no hope in coming back and pulling away with this and taking a trip to the quarterfinals, as it's just been a tough one for them so far. Take a brief pause and join you with the halftime action right here on the Oratory Prep YouTube channel. Welcome back to Westfield Gymnasium. Michael Massera solo tonight, bringing you back for the second half of what's been a lopsided game. And as I described before, a tale of two quarters between the Rams and just their inconsistencies. They were tied for most of the first quarter, only trailing by 2 exiting. And after the second, well, the scoreboard tells the rest of that story. So their hopes at advancing to the quarterfinals are behind a 14-point wall. So Johnson, Lee, Dragon, Mueller, and Fay retake the court. Now this team doesn't relatively have a deep bench. Their bench is depleted tonight. Only Eric and Tyson and Will, of course, on that bench. But these guys are used to being exerted. And I think that's the reason why, is that drive from number 3 goes in and it's almost turned over. I think that's the reason why we saw minimal substitutions against Pequannock and the game on Thursday. Coach Doherty wanted to prepare his guys to be exhausted as Dragon couldn't get it to finish. Johnson. That's going to be a foul. It's on the floor. Mueller in his gold shoes. We got a bit of a hold up here. The official talking to the coach for Westfield. Connor Lee, another miss. Dreadful offense from the Rams since that first quarter, in which they only had 10 points. Their saving grace was the defense, but Westfield has started to expose them. Andrew Rufiner, we didn't see much of him in the first half, scores as Westfield is nearing a 20-point lead. Johnson gets it out to Lee. Now Fay drives, and it's blocked. Foul is on the floor, so Mueller will take it in bounds. Now Lee. They haven't scored in the first 2 minutes, and Max McEachern with a rare miss there. He hasn't done a lot of that tonight. And Archie loses it. Turns it right over. It's a breakaway. And you'd be a fool if you thought he'd miss. Koska getting ready to check in. Hopefully it does some good, as Oratory is now down 20. And there's a foul. So if their quarterfinal hopes weren't already in jeopardy, they definitely are now. We need a scoring surge like never before from this Oratory team, and they haven't been able to really do that in recent days. Koska will check in. Comes out for Archie. Lee makes that one fall. So finally some points for this dreadful Oratory team as of right now. Wall drives, blocked, and there's a foul. I don't know if you folks on the broadcast can hear the gentleman next to me, but I'll transcribe for you. That was all ball. Aiden Wall makes it fall.
Shut up.
Wall goes 2 for 2 from the line in that one. Gets him back up to a 20-point lead.
Kevin, can you go first, please? Thanks.
Dragon. Now Faye. Most of these guys have been quiet scoring-wise. Dragon already hit a 3 tonight and stays in bounds. Aiden Wall couldn't finish. So here are the Rams, 5 minutes to go, down 20, Koska at the corner, bingo! The Rams finally make something impressive happen. Will Koska at the corner knocks that one down. So we'll get a timeout, and hopefully that can give the Rams a modicum of momentum. And on a happier note, I'd like to congratulate the Rams' very own Ryan Fay on his commitment to Providence College, official today. So he'll be off to Rhode Island as an economics major. I spoke to him about it yesterday. He said he was a little disappointed to not continue his basketball career, but he's pursuing an education, and that is as respectable as it gets. So congrats to him. So the Rams will enter. Will Koska, of all people, is the one that hits their first 3 of the half and their first 3 in a long while. Talon Lewis takes it for the Blue Devils. Now number 3 over to number 23, Andrew Rufiner. And there's a fight in the paint. Wall can't finish. It's swatted away. Fay tried to keep it in bounds. That'll be Westfield ball. Wow. That's frustrating. Rams fought hard to try and get that rebound. Westfield now has another shot. Mac Ekerin, he's been quiet in this third quarter so far. Knock on wood, gonna avoid that announcer's jinx. That one doesn't go. Good defense by the Rams. Now Johnson at the other corner. Yes, sir! Here and there, the Rams knocking them down, and we'll get another timeout. Perhaps Coach McKeon trying to disrupt potential momentum by Oratory. Back-to-back threes, followed by timeouts. Rams trying to dig into that deficit a little bit and chip away. A shout out to all the Oratory students who made the trek out to Westfield to watch this game on a Thursday night in the middle of a 5-day weekend. Now, I checked ESPN earlier for some out-of-town scores to bring you all, but it appears there's nothing really on. Knicks and Nets both off in the dawn of the NBA All-Star break. No hockey, no college basketball. So where else would you want to be except watching the Rams, who hopefully can put on a better show for you all. However, we are just a week away from the beginning of MLB spring training games, and spring is almost upon us. Hopefully we can bring you coverage of at least Oratory prep lacrosse, but that's a story for another day. Mac Erkerman. If he's uncontested, he's going to hit that every single time. Worked around his defender there and erases some of the work Oratory's done to come back. Now it's swatted away. Diving is Wall, and he comes up with it. Now Mac Erkerman, and he'll take the foul. So for the first 4 or so minutes of this quarter, he was sleeping. Now it seems to be he's wide awake. That one goes. And he's one of those players who is just so complete, does everything with authority, drives, shoots, plays defense. So now the Rams. Lee for 3. Hard miss there. Archie tried to get the rebound, and there'll be a foul. That one was just offline. Missed to the right on the right side of the backboard there. Now Lee with it again, and it's blocked. So we'll try it again. Johnson at the corner. Comes around. Now Fay driving, has an open lane, but it's blocked. Andrew Rufiner again commits a foul on Fay. Fay gets that first one. And he gets them both. Less than 3 minutes to go here. And that one goes to no man's land, but Jack Doherty swooped in to prevent the turnover. Now Mac Erkerman. They got Johnson on him this time. Now Doherty at the corner drives, feeds to Mac Erkerman, who has just become automatic. Now Archie at the corner. Archie at the corner. Off the rim. Lee with the rebound. Tries to get it to Koska in the paint. This time he will. Oh no. That one was just on the rim and it rolled out, and the Rams cannot catch a break. Gust of wind would have blown that one in. Johnson somehow ended up on the floor there. There's a foul, and Coach James McKeon. Mueller, now Koska. Rams down 19. Archie with a nice move. Close, but couldn't finish. That's going to be Oratory ball. So Archie will inbound it. As the hope for this Oratory team advancing to the quarterfinals is just dwindling. They've been taking a long time in their possessions, even when they've scored. So they're going to have to make some major, major changes if they want to hope for a comeback. Lee spinning, and he couldn't finish. Gets the rebound, and it'll be Oratory ball. 4 times in this possession alone, where the Rams have no excuse not to knock one down. I mean, that was such a great move. Put his defender right into a blender. Can they get it this time? Nope. But there's a foul. If you want to put yourself in any position to win, you got to hit these two. No excuses. No good. It's the second one, so they get one and cut it to an 18-point game. Last time these teams met was 2 years ago in 2023. Westfield won by 20, and now they want to make history repeat itself. And they're in a pretty good position to do it as we go into this timeout. Folks, my apologies. We do have some out-of-town scores that I want to bring to your attention. The United States beat Latvia in Olympic hockey, which I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but Olympic hockey, I'll tell you here right now, is always a treat. Talon Lewis will inbound it for the Blue Devils, deflecting, out of bounds, and it'll be... Wow, it'll be Westfield ball. Managed to get it off of, I think that was Lee or Dragone's leg there. And that was a travel on McEachern. So here is Archie Mueller. Just over a minute to go in this third quarter. And that one turned over. And it's just too easy for him. Back to a 20-point deficit. Lee at the corner. Couldn't finish. Dragone with it. Now Fay. And he is charged with a travel. Talon Lewis working on Mueller. Drives. And it's blocked. So McEachern will take it in bounds. Now number 2 is shooting, and it's offline. That was Liam Washburn. Wow, what a move by Archie. Fay dishing to Lee. And he chucks it right out of bounds. What do they say? Trying to decipher what the student section here at Westfield is. They want somebody, that's what I heard. It was a we want, and I couldn't get the rest of that. McEachern from almost the logo. And at the buzzer, Westfield misses again. No, that's not like they were in dire need of that shot. Rams down 20 in the semifinal round of the Union County tournament, and what has just been a dreadful performance by this Rams team. So hopefully in the fourth quarter they can mirror what they did in the first, because sandwiched in between the fourth and first are two miserable quarters. They took way too long on offense, couldn't finish at all from inside or outside the arc, and have not found a way to put their lid on really any of these Westfield shooters. So Westfield will retake the court with a real good shot at advancing and playing Plainfield. So it'll be Will Koska taking it inbounds as the Rams are trying to get one final chance at moving on, and what they'll need to do that is a comeback like no other. Down 20 in the fourth. Here we go. Michael Massera taking you all the way through this game. 50-30 your score. Kicking off the fourth quarter, and they'll open it with a foul. Johnson. Makes the first one fall. Washburn checks back in for Talon Lewis. Johnson 1 for 2 at the line in his first appearance. So now it's a 19-point lead if you need a silver lining out of that. Now McKeekerin, a non-stop threat over to Liam Washburn. Now Wall off the underside of the backboard there. Now Lee from mid-range, an easy two for him, or perhaps I shouldn't say easy, as nothing's come easy offensively for Oratory tonight. And I guess Coach James McKeon does not have any regard for his timeouts, as he burns one there with a 17-point lead. So there's the buzzer. Both teams come back on the court. Devils 50, Rams 33, 17-point game. And it's just as imperative that they bear down offensively as they bear down defensively. Wall. Now Doherty. And for every little spurt of offense the Rams can push out, the Blue Devils have an answer, and there's a foul. So Johnson comes back to the line, 1 for 2 in his last appearance. Transfer student now in his final few games as a Ram, as with practically this entire team. And if this is the end of their run here in the county tournament, then we'll perhaps have to get used to a very different Ram team come next year. Almost entirely new faces outside of course, Archie Mueller. Speaking of new faces, Eric Devoncourt's checked in. He hasn't seen the court at all this game. Now Aiden Wall, back to Jack Doherty. Now number 10 in the paint, and he finishes. Johnson at the corner. Couldn't get it. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Oratory with the ball. Mueller, now Lee, gets that one. McEachern back to number 3. Now number 10, couldn't finish. We haven't seen him a lot tonight. Now Mueller trying to work around McEachern. He got a hand in there and it rolls away into Westfield hands. That one doesn't go. Eric flying in to get the rebound, gets it all the way down to Lee. Oh, what a move. And he will finish. Worked around the defender even when he didn't have full control of it. Behind the back for an impressive move. He'll be continuing his basketball career at Wilkes University following the end of this season. And it's really no secret why. Five minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. No sign of quit by the Rams. So here's number 3 for the Westfield Blue Devils. He's played virtually the entire game. I believe he came out for only a brief few minutes in the second quarter. So even without this their big Connor Whalen, this Rams team still manages to get it done. Which, for those of you who are following this game later on in the first quarter, I said it was Max McEachern that was out. And I believe I got those two names confused when I was doing my notes this morning, so I apologize for that. I'm just as confused as you all were. Mueller, back to MJ. MJ drives, gets his own rebound. He had to fight for it. But it'll be the Blue Devils coming away with it. And as the clock winds down on this Oratory team, still some things to look forward to, of course. They may be able to get a home state game, which is becoming more and more of a likelihood every day. Del Barton dropping 2 games to Montville certainly helps. Shout out to my hometown of Montville. Their basketball team's been impressive recently. Senior night, of course. But nonetheless, unless something big changes, a disappointing loss for this team. if they don't manage to put up 15 points and play some stellar defense in the next 4 minutes. Big collision there. It was Johnson.
Yo.
Down 15. Talon Lewis. Driving, open lane, but he couldn't finish. Rams lucked out there. There was virtually nobody there for him. Now Archie. Bingo. A huge three. And that'll take a small chunk out of this deficit. All the way outside of McEaker, and he's just going to shoot it. And he just makes it. So here come the Rams again. They are in the bonus. Mueller to Lee. Now Mueller, they're going to want to get a shot off quick. They're running out of time. Now Fay couldn't get it. Knocked away, but there's a whistle. And it's going to be Westfield ball. Foul's on the floor. McEaker will inbound it. Koska guarded McEaker for a lot of this game. Now he's on number 3. Johnson took McEaker for most of the second half. And a drive. That one doesn't go. Now Fay at the corner. Offline. McEaker tried to keep it in bounds, and he couldn't get it off in time. Rams didn't know who was going to inbound it there for a sec. Rams' next matchup is their last regular season road game of the year on Tuesday. They're at Columbia in Maplewood, NJ. A lot of Rams from Maplewood, on this team as Mueller gets a 2 there. They take on Columbia and Mount Olive the same week as McEaker is swatted at and fouled. So he'll go to the line, but a week from today, they take on Mount Olive, and then it's Madison on that Saturday. Those are their last 3 games. Of course, we don't know which state game they're going to get. But with high likelihood is it's going to be a home game. Matt Keekerin's at the line. Was that shouting from their bench? Haven't seen that before. Usually that's the Rowdy's job. Archie stays with it, feeds to Lee. And an athletic move by him to knock that one down. Very physical. So a 12-point game now with 2 minutes left. Right, 12? Yes, 12. My math hasn't been the most accurate this year. Wow. Jack Doherty didn't bother to take that shot. Try to waste more time. Smart decision, even though he was uncontested. A lot of guys who have faith in their abilities will fire on that one, but Doherty made the mature decision there. Talon Lewis at the line. Couldn't get that one. But he gets that one. 13-point game now. Bounce pass to Fay. Now Lee from way outside. No good. Mueller tried to get a dribble and it deflected off somebody's foot. And that somebody was an Oratory Prep Ram. So it'll be the Blue Devils. Talon Lewis, bounce pass to Wall, back to Lewis, spinning, couldn't get around Dragon, goes all the way outside. Could have been a travel. Wall, bounce pass McKeekerin. Just doing such a good job at wasting as much time as possible. And that's a foul. Lewis will go back to the line. But this game with a minute to go is virtually over. Blue Devils and the Oratory Prep Rams run in the county tournament. They had a resilient win against Rahway in their first game at home. Couldn't do it on the road. An unfortunate loss, but a loss in which their offensive struggles and defensive struggles just really hurt them. Archie couldn't finish there. Was swatted, but it'll be Oratory with the ball. Archie looking for his man, just throws it all the way out. Dragon will wind up. Couldn't finish. And Oratory maintains possession. Bit of confusion here between the Blue Devils and their coach. Lee shoots, could not score. Recently subbed in Moose with a rebound. Second chance for Lee. No good, it touched the wiring, so it's a dead ball. And with 25 seconds left, there's a foul. Oh no, backcourt, sorry. Was looking down here, didn't get to see that one. Just a disappointing loss. I mean, when you see a team like the Rams who struggled offensively against Union, lost that game because Union's a skilled team, faces off against Pequannock, offensively struggle, go to double OT with that team, still win, and then come out to a 25-4 lead against Rahway, barely won, and now their offensive struggles will cost them their run in the Union County tournament. Our first road broadcast ends in a heartbreaking loss with a final of 62-49 as the Rams drop this one to the Westfield Blue Devils, who will move on against Plainfield, the 1 seed. And now from Michael Massera, all alone tonight, wishing you all a good weekend, a happy President's Day. We'll be back with you at Columbia High School on Tuesday for that matchup. Still a few home games left and a home state game, hopefully. So still plenty to look forward to for this Oratory Prep team, despite their run in counties being over. And a bit of a discourse here between Coach Moyo and a coach for Westfield. Which seems to be settled by the security. A little chippiness between these two teams. But regardless, despite whatever the coaches may have to say, this game is over. And our broadcast will conclude here. Michael Massera thanking you all for tuning in. And again, a happy President's Day to you all. The final, 62-49, Blue Devils